Welcome to the 287th episode of the Video Games podcast, where we talk about any game at all, including new stuff, old stuff, and anything in between. If we are playing it, we'll be talking about it. Today we are recording on June 5th, 2022. My name is Brad Galloway. I am the editor of GameCritics.com, and 50% of this here show with me is the man who's casting shade on intelligent design, Carlos Rodella.
I did do that before the podcast started.
We
and
did
also,
that.
what are you okay?
I'm not okay.
I thought I was doing badly, but man, that ending to that intro was weird.
I messed up the delivery, and I was like, well, I guess I can lean into it, or I can try to save it, and I didn't think I could save it, so I leaned into it. I mean, tactical error, perhaps, but that's a tough line to say.
No, I like it. I thought you were just doubling down on that. You always say it was it not Merv Griffin? Ed Sullivan.
Ed Sullivan, yeah. And kids, go ahead and Google Ed Sullivan. You don't know who that is.
No, you don't.
That's even before Carlos in my time. That's an old reference even for us. So.
Yeah. No, but pre-podcast, I was just bitching and moaning about some physical pain that I'm in, and just confused about, if the whole world is chaos and the universe is meaningless, and then that kind of makes sense. Just like some terrible ailment will happen here and there because it's chaos. But if there's any sort of intelligent design going on, which I have, thoughts on, it seems like a foresight. Is that the right word?
Yeah, possibly.
Oversight. It seems like an oversight that these weird elements would combine, like in a video game combo or something.
Yeah.
And then people have to deal with multiple pain things at the same time, and it just seems wrong.
I mean, that's a whole entire 2-hour podcast right there. I've got serious thoughts about intelligent design and what that might mean and so forth and so on. But we do not have the time or the space to get into that now, although that is a discussion that seems worth having. So yeah, I guess tune back at some point in the future for a bonus episode where we talk about the meaning of everything.
Yeah, that'd just be a short, quick little thing.
I don't know.
Just do it as the intro.
Maybe so. All right, folks, we are here. It is the 287th episode. We are recording. I just had breakfast. Carlos, have you eaten?
Ish.
All right. Well, yeah. Close enough. Gonna make it through the show?
Yeah, I think I'm okay.
All right. Good enough. We're gonna try out a new segment today, folks. We're gonna call it Grapevine because last time we did a show, we were thinking housekeeping is kind of like checking back in with things and little odds and ends that don't really go anywhere else. But I know, Carlos, you're actually much better than I am about picking up news and announcements. And maybe we're not going to do this every single show, but whenever there is news and announcements, I thought that maybe it might be better fit for the Grapevine. What's going on? What's the word on the street? What are the people chatting about? What's happening in the Twitter sphere? So let's give this a go. What are the announcements and news bits that you have for us today, sir?
Yeah, let's check in the Grapevine. I'll do a sound effect, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not.
Put in the sound of grapes right here.
Oh, the sound of grapes. Is that squishing the grapes and making them?
You tell me, man. You're the sound guy. Whatever grapes sound like, just put that in there.
It's not going to happen. Anyways, the announcements. Dragon Age Dreadwolf got announced.
That's a weird name.
Yeah, and it's they just showed the logo, I believe. I don't think they showed anything else.
Yeah, I saw the logo.
And, of course, I want anything to do with Dragon Age, so I'm very excited. But, yeah, I was a little confused by Dreadwolf. I don't know. I guess you play as a wolf. That's it.
And you dread things. You're just a very anxiety-ridden wolf.
It's you're like, Arr. And you can't make words, right? Because you're a wolf, so you're like, Arr.
Are you in on Dragon Age still? You're all in?
I'm all in all the time. Inquisition was one of my favorite games of all time.
Gotcha. Man.
I mean, Inquisition had... You played it, right?
I went to the preview event for Inquisition, and boy, that was a very unpleasant day for me. I did not enjoy that day. I was not a fan of Inquisition. I did not like it at all. And sitting in a room with the BioWare developers, with the PR people, literally over your shoulder going, what do you think? Is this good? Is this really good? That is a very uncomfortable place to be.
Well, oftentimes you might tell me a story about something that happened in the moment and that colors your whole idea of the game. But that, the game stands alone from that terrible thing you had.
Oh yeah, I mean it was only awful because as I was playing the game, I was like, this game fucking sucks, and everybody was looking at me like they were expecting me to like be excited about it, and I'm like, this is terrible. Like why? Ooh, like I didn't have anything good to say. Basically, I didn't want to make a liar out of myself. So
Okay.
being in a room with people who like wanted you to love their game and not loving it is a very uncomfortable place to be.
Got it. So it was another combo. I have a physical pain combo going on, and you had like developer talking to you, and you don't like the game combo.
Yeah, that was spiritual damage happening.
Yeah. By the way, I couldn't disagree more because it's one of my favorite games. But I think that the people listening who do like it will remember there's a really cool moment where like the song comes in, and it just reminded me of how much like a song can do in a video game. I think the same thing happened in Red Dead Redemption.
Sure.
Like near the end, there's like this really big song that comes in. I just love like a good song in a game. But anywho, I'm excited for it. That's the thing that's happening. Fallout 1 remake. That's a great find.
Well, I didn't hear about that. Tell me about
Yeah,
that.
deep in the grapes, I was.
You're wrapped up in the vines.
I was wrapped up in the vines. It got all messy with the grapes. But no, I watched all the YouTube videos about all the games, and one of them was talking about Fallout because everyone's excited about Bethesda Xbox Showcase coming up in a week.
Yes.
At the time of this recording. And so there was speculation, but then there were some notes, and people found some piece of paper with the scribblings on it, and it sounded like Fallout 1 remake, not first person, but Fallout 1 remake the same like perspective as the original.
Yes. Okay. I haven't heard about this at all because I don't really keep up with the news and stuff. I absolutely 1015% would be in on a remake, just like it was. Do not make it fucking first person. I don't need the update. I want the spirit and the form of what it was, but just clean it up, right?
Yep.
Clean up the interface, tighten up the graphics, preserve what this game was, and show people where it came from. I absolutely do not want to play that game in first person at all. I would love it if they kept it the way it was and just made it pretty.
That's what I'm hearing through the grapevine.
That is what I want. If that is a true thing, fucking all in, dude.
We should keep track of how many grapevines I get right then, maybe.
Oh, that is true. Maybe I'll get a little notepad going here.
Yeah. For when I do kind of, expectations.
I'll keep track of when you're right and when you're wrong. I'll just forget to write that down.
Yeah. And then the other thing is, well, obviously we'll talk about this in the show, but Diablo Immortal is all over the internet. I thought before we talked about the show, or before we started the show, you were like, I don't even know anything about Diablo Immortal.
I was like, I still don't.
But how is that possible when you like check Twitter? Because like Twitter, it's like everywhere.
Oh, it's easy because when I see Diablo Immortal, I'm just like skip, and I just don't read it because I don't give a fuck. I don't play anything on my phone except for Marvel Puzzle Quest, which is the only thing I have room in my life for. So it makes it very easy to ignore mobile games.
Right, but it's not. I mean, it's a PC game now too, so that's why I'm playing it.
Oh, I did not even know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was only on the phone still.
We'll get into it later in the show, but that's just definitely something that's like happening. So I guess that's part of this segment. And the other thing was State of Play. State of Play happened. I love Sony. I love PlayStation. I mean, I love all games. I know Xbox is the best place to play games.
Bias.
No, I see. I just followed it up with Xbox is the best place to play games.
That was a Band-Aid on a gaping wound.
Okay. Well, anyway, so State of Play happened, and I generally wasn't impressed by most of it. A lot of times these State of Plays are kind of boring to me.
I mean, what did they even show? Do you have a list of what they showed?
No, not in front of me, because the only two things I wrote down were the things I cared about.
Okay.
So there was a bunch of stuff, a lot of stuff that you already know, and this is not the place for this. The only thing I wanted to bring up was they showed Stray again, one of my favorite
I saw that, and I immediately thought of you. And in fact, I did talk to PR right after the show. I didn't watch the show, but if you are an editor of a games website, whenever a show like this happens, you get 10,000 emails as soon as the show wraps. And one of them was Stray, and I'm like, yes. Reply, Carlos Rodella would love to play this. Please send me a code for this.
Oh, snap. And I was just about to pre-order it, so I'm glad I heard that.
Don't hold off. I feel like the odds are pretty good we're going to get a code for this, so hold off.
Okay. It's one of my most anticipated games. Really excited. And then the other thing was just seeing a new Final Fantasy 16 trailer, because I can't wait for that game. By the way, Stray is coming out in July, which is super soon.
Yeah, very soon.
So that was cool to see. And then, Final Fantasy 16 feels like it might even still come out this year. I mean, they showed the trailer had so much gameplay in it. It looks fucking done.
I don't know anything about. Is this another MMO or what are we talking about?
No, just straight up Final Fantasy 15. Now Final Fantasy 16, like a new mainline RPG game.
What happened to? This shows you how far out of the Final Fantasy loop I am. What happened to the next installment of the 7 remake? Is that just on hold indefinitely then?
No, they showed. I don't think they showed that, but they talked about it maybe. But that's definitely coming soon. I think they're already almost finished with that as well. They didn't, I
Gotcha.
don't think they had a release date for that.
Okay.
So no, that's still happening. But 16, I mean, that's like what I want. Like 15 was my favorite experiences as well because I love the kind of big, huge Final Fantasy RPG. So, anyways, other things happened. I didn't write down notes.
All right. Maybe I should watch it. I might watch it today. I didn't catch it at the time. I was real busy. I got a little bit of time today. Maybe I'll watch it.
Yeah. And then I guess that's it for the grapevine. You want to move on to
Let's move on to our virtual living space that we share, Carlos.
Yes.
Divided down the middle with a strip of duct tape. It's called housekeeping. You know it. You love it. Here it is. I've got a couple things, but as per usual, it's just about TV and stuff. What do you got? What do you got going, Carlos?
Is it about TV? Wow, you've been like hitting TV every episode.
I mean, it is because the world is ending, and so we're just
Right.
watching more TV and movies at night. Because I don't know, just to keep the fear and anxiety away, I guess.
Wait, hold on.
Coping mechanism.
Why don't we just make 3 segments now? Because like the other segment, because if I knew it was a TV segment, then I would bring in like 8 shows that I'm watching. Because
Maybe we should make it. Okay, we can do that. What we'll come up with a clever name for it. Unless you got one, you got a name for it.
I don't have a name for it.
All right, I'm gonna put it. Or if anybody listening, you got a suggestion, what you would like us to call our TV/movie segment, give us a cool name and we'll give you props for it.
Yep.
Maybe some clever listeners out there can help us out. What would you like to call our TV movie section? Let us know.
Yeah, and then we'll get to it in a second, and I'll chime in at the end. But before we do that, a real quick check back in with a game section.
I think that's a good place for housekeeping stuff. So let's check back in. Let's check back in with the game. I think I could probably do that too. You go first. Vampire Survivors. What's up with that?
Yeah, I gushed about it last episode, I believe, and it's a simple top-down, very pixel-based. I don't want to call it. I don't know what. I guess it's just a roguelike essentially.
Yeah.
And you go through like 4 or 5 different stages, and you just kill waves and waves of monsters. Normally not my jam at all, but for some reason this thing is super addictive, super fun. Like I mentioned last show, you can get in a flow state when your like weapons are really upgraded, and you kind of just like take out so many monsters and just kind of go through the stage, and it just feels relaxing. And the whole time you're unlocking stuff and getting gold to unlock more characters. Well, I looked at a few YouTube videos, and I realized that even though I thought it was doing pretty good, there's so many more things that open up as you get further in the game, including like new mechanics with like a slight card system, which doesn't even show up until you like unlock a lot. You know what I mean? Like it really is like buried. And then the best thing is, because last episode was called Shout Out to Owen, barista Owen, that I go to a lot at Starbucks. He told me about weapon evolution, and I think I alluded to it. I finally did it, and it is game changing. It like literally makes the game handle a different way.
Literally changes the game.
It does, and the fact that it becomes like almost like a twin stick shooter. Because before you have to run around and kind of aim with your weapons, and some passive like abilities you have are killing monsters and stuff. But it's really kind of about like I don't know, finagling and moving around the screen a lot, because you don't always have like attacks coming. You know, you're kind of like timed, and there's a cooldown or whatever.
Right, like it's kind of auto attacking. You're kind of like managing it.
Yeah, but it's also like auto attacking, kind of slow. Even if you speed it up, it's still like you might not have an attack to the right side and then get hit or something. Well, when you evolve a weapon, which basically means you have to like take I have a barbarian. You take the knives, you upgrade it by getting like 4 or 5 or 6 of the different upgrades for the knife during the stage, and you also have to upgrade this bracer. And that there's like a list online of like, if you do these 2 things together, then when you kill a big monster, you will get a chest, and in the chest it will help you evolve the weapon. It's kind of,
is that permanent or is that per run?
Per run.
Okay.
And there are permanent upgrades, in the store and also just on the home screen. But what's so cool about when you evolve a weapon, mine in particular was the knife, it just becomes like attacking from all directions. So basically, it's all directions, but also when you aim, it even like does it more. So it just feels like you're doing a twin stick shooter, and it just totally changes, because now you're just like, it's just fun,
Yeah.
And so the longest you go in a stage is like almost 30 minutes in one stage, and they're throwing everything at you, near the end. And so I got to like level 60 of a character, in one run, on one stage, and it was just the whole screen was monsters. And all I was doing was just doing a semicircle, or like a circle in the middle of my analog controller, like just going in a circle, like shooting, trying to survive. But they just like literally, it looks like the whole screen is just monsters.
Is it possible to complete a run of that game, or is it one of those games where you just keep going until you die and like the monsters just keep getting more and more? And like, is there a win state, or is it just like as long as you can go?
Jump back to Owen. He said he got to 30 or 40 minutes. I think it was maybe a little bit after I died. So maybe it is like 30 minutes. And then he swears he saw a screen that says you win or something.
So like a game over screen.
Yes.
You can win that game. Okay.
Yeah, well, you can win that stage.
Okay.
And the idea is that there's so many different stages you unlock. And then, you might be able to beat all of the stages. But what's really crazy is that there's even secrets too. So like you can be on a stage and like go through a mirror and go to a whole other part of the stage. So it's fucking a lot deeper than I thought, and everybody needs to play it. It's $3.
I mean, I'm down, dude. As soon as they bring it to literally any console, I will buy it. I'll buy it twice.
I bet you. Yeah, it's gonna be really fun on like your TV. I bet as well too.
Oh yeah, like a big screen, get on the Xbox or something. I would buy that in a heartbeat, dude.
I dig it. That's my check-in. What's your check-in?
Gosh, what is my check-in? Did we talk about? I know we talked about Citizen Sleeper last time. Did I finish it the last time we talked about it?
I can't remember. I don't know if that's. I heard that on Twitter or if I heard that on our own.
Just
show.
a quick shout out. I know I've talked about it a million times, but I just want to give it one more final shout out. My final review is up at Game Critics. Took me a while because it's kind of a difficult game to capture the essence of, and I had a good talk with somebody on Twitter who did not like it as much as I did, but just from that conversation, it kind of inspired me a little bit and kind of gave me like a good angle to close the review on, which was good because I wrote most of it, and I mean, I've written many reviews, but this one I was like, I want to say something more about it because I really liked it. I wanted to do it justice, and I just couldn't nail it. But after this discussion with this person, I found a good angle, and I closed it in a pretty strong way, or at least I think it is pretty strong. So anyway, I would invite anybody still curious about the game to go read my review at Game Critics. It's up now. And that game finds itself in some very select company. That's all I will say.
All right. Yeah.
All right. That's all the housekeeping I have. Any housekeeping for you? You're good?
2 more bits real quick.
2 more bits. All right, let's have them.
On Twitter, friend of the show, Lelena, was talking about video game books. There's a JRPG book she has, and it's by Bitmap Books. Have you heard of them?
It sounds familiar, but I wouldn't be able to tell you what they've published.
They have so many cool books, and so I just want to give them a shout out. Check out Bitmap Books, either on Twitter, on the website, whatever. I'm gonna order the JRPG book that she was showing off on Twitter, and I feel like just seeing some screenshots of the book she was reading about JRPGs got me like excited to go back and read books about games because I haven't done that for a while. And I have a bunch in my like closet. I'm like, I need to go pull them out and like start reading them. So yeah, it just got me kind of psyched to just sit down and chill with some video game books.
All right, Bitmap Books.
Bitmap Books, and then also 2 shout outs to 2 websites, Fextra Life, F-E Extra Life, like Extra Life.
Sure.
Have you been to that channel?
Everybody knows about that.
Oh, they do? Okay, yeah. Well, I don't know if everybody does, but
if you are a Souls player, every Souls player knows about this.
Interesting. Well, I'm not. I don't know if I can consider myself one yet, but
I mean, you are now.
I guess I am. But anyways, I liked it always because they just do straight news about RPGs, and in this field of YouTube and this era right now, which I'm gonna this is foreshadowing for my review later.
Foreshadowing.
Is that there's so many opinion stuff that's like, people just take opinions and like as a gospel or whatever. Like this is like what you do. You know what I mean? Like if someone you like and follow says this game's shit, you just go that game is shit.
Yeah, exactly. Gotcha.
But Fextra Live I always watch the weekly like roundup of what's coming up for RPGs or what's been updated or whatever. It's just the fucking news. It's great. It's like, all right, this came out. All right, this update happened, and they're thinking about doing this. Like it's just actually like
straight up information delivery.
Yeah, it's sorely missed in this world right now. It's just like journalism. Like, here's what you want to know, and that's it.
Right,
We're not going to give you an opinion. It sucks or whatever. So that's why I'm giving them a shout out. And the other one is, I don't know how to pronounce it, the Kaseki Nut Channel.
I don't know what that is.
Kaseki Nut Channel.
It's making me laugh, but I don't know what it is.
I know. He just covers like RPGs in like so many different ways, and I just like find myself watching it all the time. So
All right, cool.
Shout out to those, and let's get to the games.
Wait, we didn't get to the games yet
the
because we still got a couple
TV.
shows. The TV movie. We've got a whole bunch of stuff to get through here really quickly. Before I launch into my bullshit, do you have any TV movie stuff to talk about?
No, you should go. I just been talking for a while.
Okay, cool. Just quick shout out, heads up that Love and Death and Robots, the third season came back to Netflix. Although honestly, I know they called it a third season, but it really just feels like the second half of the second season. I know there was like huge COVID delays. A lot of the people got sick, and there was problems with the animation and stuff. So it finally dropped, and I gotta say it's pretty good. I love that series. I really love that series. I think the people who are behind it do a great job of curating. Very few duds in that bunch of shorts. Almost all of them are pretty killer. And this last batch, man, there were some wild ones. Definitely a couple Cthulhu themed ones, a couple comedy ones, and there was one that just like I don't even know, like it just made me feel like I was just like tripping the entire time I was watching it. Like I just kept looking at the wife going, "Oh my god," and she's looking at me like, "Oh my god," and like it was just visually stunning, but also kind of like weird and gross and off-putting, but also like really incredible. Yeah, just I don't want to spoil too much, but the visual style was just like ridiculous. So Love and Death and Robots is back. I really hope they keep it going because I think it's fucking awesome. I would love more of it.
And I need to check it out, by the way. I haven't finished I think I stopped in the second season for some reason.
You probably stopped at the end of where they cut it for COVID, like season 2. Probably.
Yeah.
They didn't do a lot of PR. Like I think somebody on Twitter told me it was back. Otherwise, I never would have known it was back. Like Netflix didn't like surface it for me or anything. So I was kind of lucky that I realized it was up. Anyway, the Orville is back after like a 3-year hiatus. Have you ever seen the Orville?
Yeah, back in the day, I fell off of it. I don't know. For some reason, it never caught me, but I like the concept.
I mean, I love the Orville. I know that Seth, what is his name? The guy that does it.
MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane. I know he's really polarizing. I'm not that familiar with everything he's done. I mean, I know him from the Orville. I know that he does like Family Guy or whatever, but I don't really watch that show. And he does a couple other Fox shows, comedies or something. I'm not super familiar with his background, so I can't really say. But a lot of people, especially trans people that I know, do not like that guy because apparently he would do a lot of trans jokes, or his shows would do a lot of trans jokes, and we're not down with that. But it's weird to me because the Orville, I feel like, is very trans positive, and I feel like it's very queer positive. And so that is such a strange thing to me to have people say he's a terrible asshole because of this. And then I watch the show that he's doing now, and I'm like, wow, this seems like a really progressive show. So I'm not sure what's going on or where that's coming from, but I am really glad it's back. They took a 3-year hiatus. Obviously, a lot of that was because of COVID, and I think they also switched networks. It was on Fox, now it's on Hulu. But I love the Orville. It's just like it is like the best Star Trek that's on TV right now, and it is just like it's just straight up Star Trek. Like if you don't like the Star Trek that's being available from Star Trek, this is actually better Star Trek than that. This is Star Trek done by people who love Star Trek, and sometimes that results in just like some really amazing stuff. I will say, it was weird because after a 3-year hiatus, the first episode they started with was really heavy. It was like, oh my god, it was depressing and sad, and it was really good. And like the weird thing about the Orville, dude, like really, like not a joke even, is like almost after every episode we have like a family discussion about like the stuff that they talked about on the show.
Really?
Like almost, I mean, not in the beginning when it was like jokey, but once they found their rhythm, and once they realized like, oh, actually we can do a pretty good Star Trek show without being a parody of a Star Trek show. We're just gonna just do Star Trek. Once they hit that vibe, god, fucking like every episode it's like, okay, I guess we're talking about this now. Okay, we're having a family discussion. Like literally like every show. And like this was no different. We had like this long ass family discussion about what was on the show. And like I think it's a really good show, dude. So
wow.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have thought of that because like you said, when I first watched it, it was like, hey, can we do comedy and Star Trek together?
Yeah.
And I was like, waka 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 is what it felt like. And I was like, I don't want to watch this.
I mean, and it was, dude, like you're not wrong, but it's somewhere along the way they flipped a switch and they're like, we're not doing parody. We're going to do just the real thing. And they do a really fucking good job of it. So,
all right.
Okay. That is the Orville. Just last final shout out. Props to you, actually, for your recommendation of The Final Girls. We watched it the night after you recommended it to us on the podcast. That was a good ass movie, dude.
Dude, I'm so glad you watched it. Yeah, just you saying it makes me want to rewatch it.
Good movie. Yes,
I saw it twice, which I've never seen movies twice. And what's his name? The guy from Workaholics is in it.
Oh yeah, I know
he's really funny, yes. And yeah, it's a great cast, great middle dishes in it too, and good music too, and it just feels like it's weird Twilight Zone episode
Yeah,
too at times.
yeah. Just to recap for people who missed last episode, this is a story about a girl whose mom was a star in an 80s slasher film. She dies, and while the girl is grieving, the daughter is grieving, they somehow get transported into the film that her mother was in. So they're like in this 80s slasher film with like the character that her mother is playing, and they're like also stuck kind of like in a time loop, and also the killer's there, and they're trying to figure out like what are the rules of the movie, and then
Oh,
what are the rules of them being in the movie, and can they change the future? What like what is that all about? But also really touching and really poignant in many ways. Like it was really funny, and it was scary in a couple places, not super scary, but then like there was also a lot of just like real like emotional moments, man. Like really well done. Yeah, it was
yeah,
really great movie. It's hard to describe. It's like a little bit of everything,
yeah.
but it does all of it really well. We loved it. We thought it was fantastic.
Awesome. And also, it reminds me a little bit of Cabin in the Woods.
A little bit, yeah, which is
But
also a really good movie.
it's a really good
Yes.
movie, and it's funny and horror. But this one's, like you said, more touching and more like a show, like a full on movie. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
And I want to mention real quick two things. I tried to start watching Fantastic Beast because there's a new one on HBO that just came out.
Yeah.
I know. Well, all right. Jeez.
I fucking fuck J.K. Rowling and all that
Oh,
shit.
the
I'm just
J.K. Rowling
done.
thing
I'm done
connection.
with that
All
stuff.
right, whatever. I'm again. We've had discussion a little bit, but
We did. We
I
covered
do
it.
I do separate some art from artists and whatever and creators, but not because I just wanted something fantastical to watch. And my point is I got bored.
Yeah.
It's just it's not exciting enough,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, anyways, I stopped that, but I did finish Stranger Things 4.
Oh, you got through it. You said it was real scary
It
and had
was
a real dark
yeah.
horror element to it. Okay.
It really started. You got to know that Well, here's the thing I want to tell you. It's and everybody listening. One thing is I thought that it was going to be done, but this is just part 1. And part 2 comes out in July, I believe. And they did that, I think, slightly because of the COVID reasons. They made longer episodes, and then they just kind of decided to not put them all out at once because each episode's like over an hour, most of them.
Oh, hour plus.
Yeah.
All right.
And so, anyways, I had to get past the beginning, and I totally advise everybody who gets kind of freaked out by the beginning because it's rough.
Yeah, I remember you said it was a real rough start.
It is, and it's too graphic at times because they do show a couple different people getting fantasy type killed with bones breaking and stuff, and it's just there's no real reason to do it. I think they could have done it off camera, but even minus that, it starts getting really really good, and then at the end, in the middle of the season, there's this episode everyone's talking about, and I won't ruin anything, but it has that Kate Bush song in it. Which is everywhere now. It's all over TikTok, by the way.
Oh yeah. I saw
Running
that
up the
blow up on
hill.
Twitter about the
Yeah.
Kate Bush song. Yeah.
But when you watch it in context, you've gone through this kind of arduous journey with the cast, and you've seen some shit you didn't want to see, and then that moment happens with this girl and that song. It really it was powerful. I was tearing up a bit.
Wow.
So it's really fucking good. I'm so glad I stuck with it, and I implore everybody to do that, even if that first beginning and even a couple episodes after they show some rough stuff. But and there's the second part I will say is I think the Duffer Brothers, who directed, produced it, are fans of Nightmare on Elm Street because that's kind of what happens this season.
Gotcha.
Right, and then on top of that, guess who makes an appearance? Fucking Robert Englund.
I was just gonna say Robert Englund.
Yeah. So it's after I saw him, I was like, oh, that's why they're being this way. It's almost like they took one whole season and made it more of a horror thing.
Yeah.
But the heart is still there, and the really good moments are still there. So I can't speak highly enough of it. It's really awesome.
All right, cool. All right, before we get off of movie and TVs, I do want to give one more plug to you. I watched your recommendation of Final Girls, thought it was awesome. You got to watch my recommendation of the Belko Experiment. You got to check that one out.
Oh, yes. I wrote it down.
Track that down. That is not good in the same way that Final Girls is good at all, but it's also a very awesome movie. Really, really great movie.
I will.
All right, that is enough of everything that is not games. Let us now talk about actual games. We've got a very, very full show today. Lots of stuff to talk about. Getting into the main portion of the show, we're going to kick it off with you today, Carlos, with a little game called Demon Tier Plus, Tier. And full disclosure, this is one that I almost bought, but this person's games seem to very rarely go on sale, so I'm waiting for sale. As soon as it goes on sale, I'm in because I don't buy anything full price. But I have my eye on this one, so I'm very curious to hear what you're going to say. Tell us all about Demon Tier Plus.
Yeah, and I just looked it up again. It's Demon's Tier, as in
Demon's Tier.
Demon has a tier. And
Like apostrophe S?
yeah, apostrophe S, but then it's not a tier like a crying tier. It's like a tier like the
Like
stage.
a level or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
So this is made by Daniel Fernandez Chavez. Awesome name. Published by Diabolical. And he did 3 games, and they all have the same kind of pixel art style.
Mm-hmm.
But the other 2 games, one was a twin stick shooter. One was a platformer like roguelike. So 2D style, right?
Yeah, it was.
And this one is top-down view, right? Roguelike.
Okay.
So running around dungeons, I believe they're procedurally generated, and fighting monsters, collecting things, leveling up permanence or whatever, getting permanence upgrades and stuff, and doing that rinse repeat. So, by the way, I don't know about with the sale business, you and your sales, but it's like $10 right now. So.
Oh, that's cheaper then. It was not $10 when I saw it last time. I think it was like $20.
Okay, yeah. I think there's something on Xbox where he's doing a combo where you can buy all 3.
I did see that. Yes.
Yeah, but I bought this actually on PlayStation because I was just there at the time. $10. I think it's totally worth it. What the game is basically you have a bunch of different characters, but you can only start out as one. And you go to a little town. The town is your hub town where you have like all your upgrades that you would have for a roguelike game. And the town has a huge hole in the middle, and the hole is where you go down and to fight, monsters in a dungeon. That's it. That's like your main thing.
What is the combat like? Because I played his last game, Riddled Corpses. That was the twin stick shooter, and that was pretty cool. What is the combat like this? Is it like just like straight up like swords and shield kind of stuff, or like what do we got?
Yeah, it's kind of like a shooter mixed with melee at times. I mean, basically like everything you have shoots. So I guess obviously like one of his core mechanics in games is shooting, So like if I'm the knight, it's shooting knives, right? And if I'm the wizard, mage or whatever, she's shooting like actual spells or something. And then you pick up upgrades and stuff like that and make yourself stronger. So it's kind of a combination, but it feels kind of like a twin stick shooter basically.
Okay.
But with this kind of RPG, covering on it. And then what's interesting is that when you go down each time into this dungeon, it gives you different things you need to do to beat the level, which I think is actually like it really helps with replay ability. So like you go down the dungeon, it goes like, just collect all the chests. And that's all you have to do.
Okay.
And so you're trying to survive and fight monsters, but you just are trying to get the chests. And once you do that, the door opens and you can leave. Or it's like kill all the monsters. That's one of them. Or just kill this one thing or something, or blow up all the bombs or something. So I thought that was really interesting. And then you get to bosses, and why I like this is because I always get frustrated with roguelikes, but the bosses are easy, and like it's so weird because it's like the level is pretty tough because sometimes they'll just swarm you with enemies. But I got to the first boss and I beat him my first try, and I was like, "This is great! I want more of this, please." And the fact that like you still had to figure out a pattern and stuff, but it just didn't feel like they wanted you to lose. Right? Like a lot of roguelikes are like, no, you won't win for a while, asshole. Come back in 10 hours or whatever when you upgraded.
Right. Yeah.
This one was like, if you're smart enough, like an RPG, thank you, Daniel, by the way. Shout out to Daniel, creator of this. It's like, and you've leveled up your guy or girl. When you get to the boss, if you're smart enough, you can beat it. And I like that, So it felt refreshing. And then, in general, like you basically get a bunch of gold so you can go back to town and not just upgrade, but like unlock the characters. So I've just now, I think, unlocked the Barbarian because, of course, that's all I want to play as.
Sure, of course.
And so I have the Knight and Mage, and I'm going towards the Barbarian. I just got him. And what's interesting is you can take the coins and divvy them up to any hero you want. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can give like 50,000 gold to one hero, and it's like that hero unlocks at 60,000 or something. Mm-hmm. And you put like 10 more in another one. I don't know why they let you do that, but you can like divvy up how you're trying to unlock the characters.
Sure. That's cool. Good to have options.
Yeah, so it's simple and nothing much more to say besides I had a lot more fun than I thought I was going to with it. I've been playing, Vampire Survivors, a lot of games like this right now. So for some reason, it's just kind of in my wheelhouse to be like, go down to a dungeon, kill a bunch of things. It's kind of bullet hell, but at the same time, I'm doing well. Ooh, that rhymed.
Good. You're a poet and you did not know.
Wait, it's bullet hell and somehow I'm doing well. That's not a bad episode name. No, it's not. It's not good. You don't like it. Okay.
That's good. I'm glad to hear all this stuff because while I did not like the 2D platformer, that one did not click with me at all. I really did like Riddled Corpses, which was the twin stick shooter. I didn't finish it. I think it got a little bit too grindy for me, but I really liked like playing it. I thought it was pretty well done, and that's what made me so interested in this one. Hoping that this guy Daniel Fernandez Chavez just kind of keeps upping his game, literally and figuratively. So yeah, if it's $10, $10 for me is a go. Like when I saw it come out, $20 or whatever, that was like, I mean, that's like $5 more than I'm willing to gamble on a game that may not be good at all. Like $15 I think is probably the most I'm willing to gamble on something, because money's money, right? Like I'm not rich.
Yep.
So, but $10 for something where I'm pretty confident I'll like it after hearing you talk about it, that's a go. I'm gonna probably pick this up. I'll probably get on Xbox once I get off the show here. So thank you for that vote of confidence.
You're welcome. And also, here's the final selling point. It's 2-player co-op.
Oh, right on. Excellent.
Top
Excellent.
down if you have another person to do that with. And it is procedurally generated dungeons, which makes it really fun. So that mixed with the kind of like you don't know what you're going to do each level, it makes it replayable. So I dig it.
All right, that sounds like a thumbs up from Carlos, and I'm excited to check that out. Sounds good. Demons Tier. All right, excellent. I will move on. I got a couple quickies to talk about here. First off is a game called Dolmen, Dolmen.
Interesting.
Were you looking at this one?
Yeah, almost every episode I go, oh, he did play it, because I'm like looking at every game.
Yeah.
And then you go, I played it. Okay.
Let me save you time and save you money. Do not play this game.
Okay.
This is like a C grade take on a sci-fi themed Souls-like, and I gotta just be real fucking honest with people. In a world where FromSoft exists, in a world where Elden Ring exists, you got to up your game. Like, do not even step to this unless you've got something genuinely new to offer. And there have been several sci-fi themed Souls-like out in the market already. None of them very good. So it's like, unless you're going to do better than what those people have already done, and good luck trying to step to what FromSoft is doing right now, like, don't waste your time. Because, like, it's just like, it's like seeing Rembrandt painting a picture, and you're like, oh, I got some watercolors, I could do that too. Like, okay, you're not going to do that, right? Like, not to discourage people, everybody should try, everybody's got a dream, try to make your game if you want to. But, like, this game is, like, so far away from where the current bar is being set. It was just kind of embarrassing. Sci-fi, Souls-like. I mean, I couldn't even tell you what the story is about. Some bad stuff happening. Who cares? But like the difficulty was kind of whack. Like it felt like it was scaled up too high. Like it was kind of get good from the beginning, which is not a good place to start. The camera work was not very good. The controls were kind of like awful. I mean, that's one thing that people don't really talk about with FromSoft games is like whatever problems somebody may have with a FromSoft game, they understand inertia and weight and like the crispness of the combat. Like that's like the backbone of all of their games. And there may be other problems, but they get that part right. They've had that nailed down for a while. And if you can't get your combat to feel that way, don't do one of these games, because that's what these games are all about. It's knowing when your sword's going to hit. It's knowing exactly how long it's going to take. It's knowing exactly like the pace that you should be fighting. And with Dolmen, it was like all over the place. Like I just felt like it was wacky, just not good at all. It just did not feel good in the hands. So
can I really quick add a yes but instead of a yes and?
Go for it.
I agree, and especially because after playing so many hours of Elder Scrolls, Elden Ring,
Scrolls, yes.
that they nail what they nail. But to my first point I made ever about that series, I just think that jump is whack still, because the gravity doesn't work. Like if you look at Dragon's Dogma, that's a fucking jump, or like I don't know, tons of other action RPGs. Even Trials of Mana, like there's got to be some sort of float, some sort of weight. I just think that jump is whack.
I mean, it's not a great jump. That is, I will agree with you there. And I will say that Dolmen doesn't have a good jump either.
Okay, well then, it doesn't matter. Okay.
I mean, I'm with you there. Jumping is not their forte. No one will argue that. That is for sure. So I just feel like just doing a game like this where you're like taking cues from the games that have come before, but you're not really adding enough of your own flavor to it. Like just don't do that. Like there's so much competition right now. There's so many other great games out there that putting something out that just doesn't really bring something new and doesn't do what it does well either. Like if this thing was totally tuned and it just worked and flowed, I mean, that would be one thing, like, oh, okay, I could just play this mechanically. That's fine. But it doesn't feel good mechanically. It doesn't handle good mechanically. It doesn't have any fresh ideas. It just feels like a worse version of like stuff I've already played, and I just don't have time for those games right now. So
All right.
Dolmen, I do not recommend to anyone right now. Moving on really quickly, just a quick mention of Lit Bend the Light. It's Lit Bend the Light. This is a puzzle game where you each puzzle is like one screen, so I kind of dig those. And you have a beam of light that you control. It's on a little, I don't know, like a little cart or something, a little car, some kind of little mobile device that shoots a laser, and you can like wheel it around a level. And there's these mirrors, and you can raise and lower the mirrors, and there's little filters, and you can raise and lower the filters. And the point of it is to get your beam of light, through obstacles, around corners, and just to get it to light up a little exit portal at the end of each level. It's cool if you like these kind of puzzles, which I think is in general, I think are kind of neat. But at the same time, it is incredibly finicky. Sometimes it's all about tapping your controller for like a 16th of a second just to get it in the exact right spot. And then you got to bend the mirror just the right way and lift it up just like there's a lot of moving pieces in every puzzle, and all of them are like super finicky. And I think it's a cool idea, but like I just didn't have the patience for it, like where it was just too finicky. After I got past like the first one or two puzzles, which was like totally brain dead, just let the player win these real quick just so you get a feel for it. Once it started adding some complications to it, like 3 and 4 and 5 elements to a puzzle, I was like, oh dude, I'm out. Like I just feel like I'm spending way too much time on these, and I don't want to work that hard. So if you like those kind of puzzles, if you like the idea of sinking your teeth into a puzzle where you've got to like manipulate all these little elements, it's great. I think it's great. Like I'm not that person, so I'm just saying that this is me. I don't call that as a flaw of the game. I just think that it's not the right game for me. But if you like these kind of games, single screen puzzles, multiple elements, like really taking your time to figure out how things work and how things fit together, I think it does what it does really well. And I don't have complaints about it. It is just not the thing that I want to be into right now.
Yeah, I'm backing away from this immediately. Just because these are the puzzles that happen in other games that when I get to that stage, it's like an RPG and it's like, okay, line up the mirrors. And I'm like, no, I don't. Is there an auto button? Where's the auto?
Yeah,
Where's the auto line up the mirrors?
Yeah. It's like when Laura Croft gets into a tomb and she's got to line up the mirrors, but like times 100, like way more than that.
Wow, that's so scary. Yeah, again, some people like Sudoku or something, and
exactly,
it's fine.
Yeah, if you like that kind of thing, I think it's great. I don't like that kind of thing, so it's not for me. But I don't hold that against the game. It's not a criticism. Not a criticism is what I'm trying to say. So, all right, that's what I've got for this section. Carlos, back to you. And unfortunately, I have screwed up my notes, so I accidentally deleted the game that you were going to talk about next. What is the game you're talking about next?
Well, let's see. We could do Sucker for Love, probably.
Yes, the Sucker for Love is exactly what we're doing. Let's talk about that. Thank you. And I am scolding myself silently for accidentally deleting that piece of information. Sucker for Love is very fascinating to me. This is the PC right now dating sim, but it's starring like what Cthulhu-ized characters. They're kind of like sexy Cthulhu monsters that you're dating. Is that right?
Yeah, just one sexy, I guess, in quotes, sexy Cthulhu lady. And that's the whole thing. Because, by the way, I finished this and I found out it's just a prelude. So,
it's not the whole game?
It's not the whole game because it says Sucker for Love Prelude on it. I don't know if it said that in the beginning, but I remember I finished, at least my playthrough, and I'll do a minor spoiler maybe at the end, and what happened to me, and then I was like, oh, it's over, and I was like interested.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was so surprised. I thought they had sent us, full disclosure, I thought they had sent us full codes for review. I misunderstood that. I thought this was the whole game, but it was just a taste test, a demo then.
Yeah, and maybe because I'm looking at Sucker for Love Prelude on Steam right now, and I'm not sure if that's the game that I have that you gave me the code for. But either way, it seems short. So if they did give us the full game, because I had a ending, maybe you can look it up or something. But
I'm looking it up literally right now.
It was still super short, no matter what my code was. So. But yeah, so this is very similar to what's it called? Doki Doki Literature Club? Yeah. So it's like that. It's like hey, it's kind of a dating sim, but it's also there's a monster lady you're gonna kind of try to date, but also it's scary, but also it's gross.
Is it really? Is it graphic and scary?
It can get graphic a little bit, yeah. Not a lot, but. And then at some point, it's like you're nervous and you're like, oh no, what's happening? But I got, in quotes, a good ending. And And essentially, what the game is just one screen, and it's your bedroom, and you're visited by this lady who's, Cthulhu lady.
Wait, is this the ending you're describing?
No, the beginning.
Oh, okay, beginning. Right.
And so basically, the whole game is you, like, point click, which I don't normally like, but they do a really good job of how they do it. Click around the room to pick up things, put them back. You have to have it's very situational. So it's like you're talking to this being, let's call her, and you basically are trying to, it's kind of like a date, but it's forced upon you because she just shows up, and you're like, I guess I'm gonna try to romance you because you're here.
I mean, why not?
Right, but also I don't want to give too much away. There's another person that does show up at some point in the game, and so
Okay.
it's really weird. But she's the main thing, and she's in your room, and you have this book, and you open up the book at any time, and you're doing all these spells, like incantations and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you have to have a certain set of things going on so that you can say the spell out loud.
Gotcha.
So you have to wear a robe and then have a knife in your hand, then you could do the spell. And then they make you drag your mouse over the words, and you actually say the words, which is kind of creepy.
So you're kind of like casting the spell.
Yeah, casting. If you do it right, then something happens and moves the story forward. And you have a couple different options in the book. One of the options I think is interesting. It's just called breakup, breakup spell. And I didn't do it, so I'm sure that's probably if you pull that off, then it's a different ending. But yeah, that's kind of the whole game. Is you're just looking around the room. There's some dialogue. You're trying to, in quotes, romance her kind of in a way, but there's this impending doom all the time.
Sure.
And I want to spoil it, but it's really bad. It's real bad.
I mean, if this is Cthulhu themed, it's probably all real bad. So yeah.
And it's kind of about the fate of the world too. It's intense. But it's masked with this idea that you're trying to woo this Cthulhu lady.
Sure.
And there's 3 little hearts, and at the end of the 3 little heart meter, there's a smooch button. So if you do at the end, if you do a good ending, you can hit that button, which I did, and I get to hit that button.
Smash that smooch button.
I smashed that smooch button. Wait, that's a good episode.
The title. That's
the
title. Right
Smash
there.
that smooch button. So I did smash it, and I got a, in quotes, good ending where we got to smooch. But it's weird. It's weird and dark, and I like it. I would like to see more of it. So
I went back and looked. There is there's a prelude available on Steam, but I'm looking at the PR email that we got from the person. Again, disclaimer that we got codes for this to talk about it here on the show, which we're doing right now. It seems to me like they sent us the full game, so maybe go back and see if you can download the full game. If that doesn't work, let me know. We can talk about it after the show, and I'll resend the code or something. But yeah, it should be the whole thing. It looks to me like there are a total of 3 different Cthulhu-esque ladies to romance, so there should definitely be more to that game.
Oh, so maybe I had the full code, but I only picked the prelude. I don't know if it's in there or something.
I honestly do not know. I was gonna try to play it this week, but then I ran out of time because I played 6 other games this week. But I will go back and investigate it.
Okay, I'll go back and then we'll talk about it next episode maybe.
Sounds good. Okay, cool.
But I liked what they did for the simplicity of it, and it was to the point, and it was a little creepy, so it made me feel uneasy, which is good. And there's a couple moments that are timed too, which in visual novels can be scary because you got to hit the right buttons at the right time. So I don't know. I think it's weird, and I would have liked to have maybe a different looking person I was trying to romance because. I mean, I don't want to
tentacles on her face and stuff, right?
Yeah, tentacles. I don't want to be. I know it's not called sexist. It's called speciesist.
Yeah, I guess.
So I don't want to be speciesist, but she just wasn't my type. I
getcha, man. I getcha. Well, okay, this sounds really fun. I like Cthulhu stuff. I like dating sims when they're not, it's not very wordy, is it? You're not reading paragraphs of text.
No, not at all. It's so fast, and so they do the interface so well. That it's more about just the creepy nature of what's happening.
That sounds like it's for me because I like dating sims when they go quickly and when they're light and fun, not when you got to really just read a book between each time you push a button. And I love Cthulhu stuff. This definitely sounds like it's for me, and I believe we also have a code for me as well. I'll have to check it out. But let's investigate. Let's see those other at least 2 more ladies, if not more, and we'll maybe circle back on this one.
Okay, we will.
Sucker for Love, First Date, currently only on PC. There we go. I will talk quickly about a musical story. Again, disclaimer, we were sent a code to talk about this game on the show, which I'm doing right now. It's called A Musical Story. I honestly didn't really even know what it was about. but it is a story about music, as one might guess. It's a story that's told without words, which is interesting. Basically, the game starts with a guy on his deathbed, which is kind of a dark place to start. And I assume the rest of the game is him kind of like reliving his memories. It kind of, back when this musician was getting started, and then like when he was getting his band together, and then when the band was playing like shitty gigs, and then later they're playing better gigs. So that's kind of how it goes. And each section, it's like a rhythm game, but it's not like a regular rhythm game. Like the rhythm sections are very short. Like you're only doing like I don't know, 8 or 10 notes, and then when you do that successfully, you watch like a story scene, and then you go back and you play like 8 or 10 more notes, and then you watch another story scene. So you're not getting like a DDR sweat going on. Like you're not really like super, hardcore going after it. Like it's pretty casual, honestly. And the story scenes are pretty well done. Again, no words, but you're just watching body language, facial expressions. It's a pretty like cool cartoony style. I think it looks pretty appealing, which is pretty nice. I will say, full disclosure though, I don't have a single musical bone in my body. I don't have any rhythm. I have zero. I have negative musical ability. So the one complaint I had about this game is that the visual cues in this game are not great. Like you really have to listen. And in most music games, you'll see like maybe a line, and then a shape will be coming down the line. And when the shape is on the hot spot, you push the button. That's when you know how to push the button, right? If you don't have rhythm, like I don't. But this one didn't have that. There were some settings you could do, but even on the setting with like the max help, it still wasn't enough help for me. So like I was having to listen and try to guess where like the beat was going to come in, and like most of the time it was fine, but there were a couple sections where like I was getting it wrong like 10, 15, 20 times in a row, and I just could not get the rhythm of it. And that's me, because I'm not a musical guy, full disclosure. I'm open about that. But it really, really, really would have helped if there was more of a visual, where you could just see visually when to push the button. There's a little bit of a light that comes on as kind of a helper, but it's not there all the time, and it's not bright enough, and it's not. I just needed more help, because I suck at these games, and that help wasn't there for me. So I couldn't finish the game because I got really annoyed, because I got tired of doing the same section over and over, because I just don't have that rhythm. That's just how I'm built. Nothing I can do about it. Nothing I can do. So if you have musical skill, I think you would probably blow through this game no problem. It seems like it tells a cool little story. It's probably only like 2 hours long or something like that. But my frustration got the better of me, and I just couldn't put up with the lack of assistance for the non-musically inclined person.
Yeah, so it feels like kind of a WarioWare.
A little bit,
short
like,
kind of little things that happen.
Little bit. Yeah, it's not heavy. It's not hardcore. Honestly, like I said, if I had musical skill, I would have blown through it my first time. But I just don't have that skill.
Interesting.
So. All right, so there's a musical story, pretty neat, and probably recommended if you got some tunes in your body. I do not. Next game I want to talk about quickly is Silt, Silt. Now you played the demo of Silt a while ago, correct? I feel like we talked about this.
We talked about this earlier. Almost like last year. I want to say.
Yeah, it was a while ago. Yes.
Yeah.
Silt is a 2D. Kind of a minimalist grayscale game. Everything is black and white and gray. It looks very striking. Great visuals, great theming. But you play as a creepy scuba diver, and again, no words. There's just whatever's happening on screen. You're at the bottom of the sea, and there's some kind of Cthulhu machine at the bottom of the sea that you are either trying to help or you're trying to destroy. It's not clear at the beginning, and then what the scuba diver can do is he never needs to go up for air, which is great because I didn't want to deal with an air meter. But what he does is his spirit will like leave his body, and he can possess whatever fish are nearby. So like let's say for example, he's trapped somewhere and he needs to get through this I don't know, like vines, seaweed or something. He can't get through it himself, so he possesses a nearby fish that has big teeth. You take over the fish, and your scuba diver body just like lays there, just like inert for a minute. You chomp through the vines with your fish, and then the spirit goes back to your scuba diver body, and then you proceed. So really, the crux of the game is like about possessing several different kinds of fish and figuring out what order to do that in. So, Carlos, you played the demo like last year. What was your thoughts of it? Do you recall what you thought of it?
Yeah, I think I heard something about what you were saying on Twitter about it, getting confused a little bit. Not to jump into your review, but I was confused on what to do, and I got stuck in the demo to a point where I literally didn't know what to do. Like I couldn't go any further. So I was enjoying the time I was having. It feels like limbo in the water.
Underwater limbo.
Underwater
Good
limbo.
way to say.
Yeah. And I like switching the bodies and stuff. But when you leave the bodies or you jump into the ship, different fish, your body's like can get hurt. I think, right?
I believe it can. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
so
so.
it's like vulnerable. But yeah, it's interesting. Digging some of the mechanics and stuff like that, and I really like the mood of it. But I just couldn't play anymore because I got to a part where there's a bunch of sharks or something, and a little fish, and I did all the puzzles, but I couldn't get to the next screen, and
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was I had to go backtrack somewhere, but I was just stuck. So
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
experience got cut short.
It's a difficult one to recommend. I think it looks great. Like the style and just the concepts in it are pretty cool. I mean, Cthulhu underwater, scuba diver, that's kind of spooky. Like it's all in my wheelhouse. But I think, like you really have to go above and beyond when you're doing a dialogue free, information free game, when you're really counting on the player to put things together for themselves just on environmental clues. I got stuck a couple times. Full disclosure, I did finish this game. It's only about maybe 2-3 hours long. It's a pretty quick play, but a lot of times I just couldn't tell where to go. Like the way that they signal where you can go is not super clear. Sometimes the feedback is not really great. Like I couldn't tell sometimes if I was hurting. Like if I was fighting a boss, I'm like I'd hit him with something, and I'm like, okay, did that do anything? Did he hurt? Is he not hurt? Am I doing the right thing? I can't even tell what I'm doing. So I think more feedback would be great. And some of the mechanics I just felt like were really not clear. Now I got to maybe the 2/3 portion of this game, and I got stuck. I got so stuck. I had to actually email the PR rep and the developers because the game was not out. There was no walkthroughs or anything like that. And I'm like, look, I need some help because I can't finish this game. And we went back and forth and back and forth. And I finally figured out how to get past the thing. And I think it just came down to just not enough communication. The developers knew how a certain thing worked. I did not know how that thing worked. I'm not going to spoil it. But once I knew how it worked, I got through it like the very next time. It was just about, I just wasn't clear on what was going on.
Yeah.
So once I figured that out, it was obviously simple in hindsight, but at the time, I had literally no clue, and I was getting ready to quit the game because I couldn't figure out what to do.
Well,
So
that's where I was probably then, right there. I needed to
yeah,
figure out what that thing was.
it's very possible, very possible. So I think Silt is a good first start. I think it needs some tweaking. I think it needs better clarity, more communication to the player, a little more play testing with people who don't know what it's all about. Would really highlight some spots where more communication would happen. But overall, I mean, it was it was cool when it was working, and it's a nice little like tiny little bite-sized Cthulhu-esque story. So I generally liked it, but I did definitely get frustrated. So that was kind of a bummer. So
Well, yeah. Again, I agree with you in the artistic look of it too. I like that. But
it looks great. It does really look great. So all right, that was Silt. Carlos, back to you for Diablo Immortal. As we kind of talked about at the top of the show, I know that this game exists, but I don't really know anything at all about it. All I knew, it was like Diablo on a phone. That's all I knew, and I just have not bothered to read up on it. Don't have time for it in my life. But I mean, it seems like a lot of people on Twitter are playing it, and I think that you've got some strong feelings about it.
I have very strong feelings about a lot of things around it. I'm going to say I just came up with this idea. This going to do 3 stages of this. Okay, the first stage is what this game is. The
Okay.
second stage is, and I'm saying this so I remember, is how the critics and the YouTube people are talking about it. And
Okay.
the last stage is how I feel about it.
Okay. All
Okay.
right.
So the
Let's do it.
first stage is what it is. So, and it's kind of infamous. The announcement of it is like a meme as well, where the developers are like, "Hey, we're gonna make a new Diablo game. It's gonna be only on the phones." And the whole crowd's like, "What?" And he's like, "You guys own phones, right? Like, come on!" And he was trying to like get people to be like, "Phone games are okay." So that was kind of a
Yeah.
meme.
Good luck. Good luck with that.
I know. And then at some point, due to popular demand, which I'm not sure where that, focus group testing or whatever they were doing, they said, okay, we're going to port it to PC as well. But we're not really going to change too much of mechanics, and we'll kind of jerry rig a setup for like controller, and it can work with mouse and keyboard. And then we're going to release it at the same time as the mobile game. So, and it's synchronous, so you can pick it up on your phone, put it back on, pick it up on your PC.
Oh, so you can switch back and forth between platforms.
Yeah.
Like it's all kept at the Diablo servers. I would
Yeah,
imagine.
which is great.
Gotcha.
I mean, like that's a cool feature. So that's the history of what it is and the fact that it came out on PC.
Quick question before
Yeah.
we move on.
Mhm.
So, like, is it just like straight up Diablo? Like, is there anything special about it? Because I don't know anything at all. I mean, I'm assuming it's just like the classic Diablo formula. But is there a twist to it? Is there anything
Right.
different about it? Like, what's the hook?
So I'll just say this in the top part of this. Then the first stage is that it's Diablo 3, and like not even better graphics, right? It's just like Diablo 3,
Okay.
if not slightly less better, probably good than the definitive edition. And because it's gonna be a mobile game, that's what they made it for, is a mobile game, and it's got monetization, which is part of the biggest problem that we're gonna get to here in a minute.
Okay. All
So
right.
like crazy monetization. Think Diablo 3 with the auction house, right?
I don't want to think about that.
I know. Well, this is what this is kind of at times. And then that's what it is. And so, like, with also mobile games, you get those daily rewards or like
Oh yeah, got to do your
daily challenges.
check-ins.
But
Yep.
those check ins, lots of times, yes, they're bullshit. But also for me, and what you'll get to in my last stage here, is that they're just more like things to play, right? And at the end of the day, this is kind of a top line review, is that I always just want more Diablo. Like, I'm a sucker for that mechanic, the flow. Talk about flow state. You just, if you've taken out like dungeons and stuff with a really good character and your build you like, it just feels fun. Like, it's just fun to play. So that's kind of what it is. Mobile monetization, Diablo 3. Second part is the part that I'm most mad about, is that most videos, and this happens a lot on YouTube, they do the clickbaiting with the titles.
Sure.
I've reviewed most of them, 90% of them, about Diablo Immortal. Most of them are doing what I'm calling hate baiting. Instead of clickbaiting, it's hate baiting, which is so prevalent nowadays, where people are like, "This is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Click my video."
Sure.
So many of the hate baiting videos I watch about Diablo Immortal, they were like, "This monetization's fucked up. It's so insane," and they're not wrong. There's some really fucked up levels of monetization, but then at the end of the hate video, or even the middle of it, they're like, "But it's a pretty fun game. I like the game. Like, I like the game mechanics. Like, I like the
Sure.
game." I
Sure.
like that. That's literally what people would say. They would say, "This is the worst thing. They should be so ashamed of themselves. All of the developers should be so ashamed of themselves for doing this." But I like the game though. Like,
Yes.
it's fun,
Internet 101. Welcome to the
right?
internet. Yes.
And I don't like. I mean, I've been watching a lot of Asmongold for a while, and people listening probably know him from his YouTube React videos. But I really got turned off by him with the way he did this particular hate baiting, because like he put out like 6 videos and they're all his hand in his face, or his hand in
Looking disgusted or
his head in his
whatever. Yeah.
hands, yeah, it's
Sure.
disgusting. And again, even he was like, yeah, but it's like a fun game to play, but these microtransactions are bullshit. So that I hate. I'm so over fucking people just being hateful about things, and it's not even fully true. But the other thing is the monetization is fucked. Like, it's fucked and it's not fucked. This leads into my last part of it. The fucked part is, if you want like the best legendary gear, right? Which normally in Diablo 3 and those kind of games you would just grind for forever. You have to pay like weird money. Like, not even like, it's like, it is mean of them to do it. Like, you'd have to pay, I think it is for all the gear, all legendary, all the gems. There's so many different gems. It would be like 6 figures. So
Wow.
like
Seriously.
hundreds of thousands of dollars, not like $1,000, but like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Wow. That's even beyond what I was even thinking you were going to say.
Right. So that's like, that is fucked, right? But, and to my final point is, if you like the game enough and you're just playing free to play, and I'm pleasantly surprised to tell you this, unlike every other YouTube video, it's fine. You don't have to spend dick all right? I'm here to tell everybody, you don't have to spend dick. Okay, because I'm level 40 almost, level 39. Played it for, I'm addicted to this fucking game. That's the other overview summary. It's a fun ass Diablo 3 game. I haven't paid any money. I'm not going to pay any money. All the daily reward stuff is just bonus. If I click it, cool. If I don't click it, I don't care. And there's actually a lot of voice acting and campaign, and it's pretty good. Like, it's pretty damn good and addictive. So the monetization element is there. I'm not saying they're right. They're like fucking wrong to make it that insane, right? But you don't have to touch it. And that should be the YouTube videos. The YouTube videos should be like, hey, this monetization's fucked, but you can actually play it and just have fun. Like, that's my long-winded summary.
You can just
Questions?
play it and have fun. I no. I mean, I still have Diablo 3 that I actually haven't finished, and I keep meaning to come back to it. I still have it on my hard drive. So like, I'm like, that's I've got Diablo that I can come back to, so I don't really need more Diablo, and I don't want anything more on my phone, and I don't want anything with monetization. And I totally get the idea of playing something and not having to invest in it, which is cool. But like, I mean, I am just not in the market for this. This is not for me. So cool, I guess. I mean, I'm glad people are having fun with it. It seems like you're having fun with it. So
Well, I am.
I
I'm
don't.
just so angry about. I don't think I fully got mad. I was going to get much more madder. I can't say words today. That's probably why. But I can't articulate my anger. But the point is, it's like 90% of the things you see on Twitter or YouTube is hate, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's just wrong. Like that's just incorrect. Like, and also it fucks again so many of like the good developers who worked on the actual campaign to actually make an addictive, fun Diablo game that I fucking love. Like it's crazy. Like I'm just thinking about it right now. Just talking about it makes me want to like as soon as we're done with the show, go grind a little bit. And here's the other thing. So you don't up until like I'm almost level 40, and the first time in that you actually like got stopped. I never got stopped by a paywall, by the way, because I see all these YouTube videos going like got stopped by the paywall. Then I watched their video, and they didn't get stopped by any paywall. They were the ones deciding to spend money. Like, oh, I'm going to spend $100. I'm going to spend $300. Look what they want me to do. They want me to spend $400 to get that other thing. And I'm like, you're doing that.
right.
You want to buy a legendary gem that you don't fucking need. So minus that, if that's if you have one takeaway from my review, it's this: all the videos you watch, they're all trying to get this stuff that you don't need, legendary gear. You don't need it, and it's fucked up. Like again, like I said, I'm not giving them credit. It's fucked up. But all those videos are like, oh, I can't get this shiny piece of shiny. And I'm like just playing it. And like level 35 was the first time I was like, oh, you have to grind a little bit, like a few levels, right? But it didn't take me very long. Like it wasn't like, oh, all week I'll be grinding to,
Well,
whatever.
I mean, isn't that just what Diablo is anyway?
It
Like, I mean,
is.
grinding for gear, isn't that just like the core experience of Diablo anyway?
It is. And I know that it's just because it's a phone game. It's because they do have this like terrible monetization on top of it. But anyways, my long-winded explanation is I just really like it a lot. I think the campaign is like super fun. The challenge rifts and all the kind of like rifts they build in, which are totally tied to the money, you just don't have to do them. Like you do some of them for like, how they make you like tutorial style, do some of
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
And they try to make you join a clan. They try to make you do multiplayer, but you don't have to do any of that stuff. You can just play it like single player game. I'm almost level 40. I just have fun playing it. So that's an alternative review compared to 90% of the people out there.
All right, there you go. Diablo Immortal on phone, on PC. Carlos says, just play it and have fun.
Just play it and have fun. And one more pro tip before I leave, and this is really important for people playing on PC who want to play with a controller. I even saw like all the biggest YouTubers miss this, but they're like, it's not working right. Like it's fucking lagging. It does. In the beginning, it's like doesn't work. And you're like, oh no, I can't play with controller. You have to go into the settings, and this is not a good experience. I'm just telling you how to fix it. And there's a thing called dead zone controls,
Oh, sure.
right?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
like scrolling, thing.
yeah.
I can't say any words today. And you fix that, like make the dead zone like really, really small, and then it works fine.
Okay.
So people who want to
Good.
play in control, fix the dead zone. You're fine.
Good tip. Fix the dead zone. Control. Words are hard. Words are hard. All right. We're almost done. We're almost done. We can all both take a rest after this next section here. A couple more games for me, and then we're out. First, Lamplight City. This is a 2D point and click that I am playing on the Switch. It is set like I want to say the 1800s. I could be wrong about that. It's like old timey, like Sherlock Holmes kind of days, whatever time period that was. I'm not a history major. I don't know my years. I'm just taking a stab in the dark here. Um, some very nice pixel art. It's about a detective. I'm not going to spoil anything, but basically, you start off in a prologue. Something major happens in the prologue, and that kind of sets the tone for the rest of the game. I'm not going to spoil that. It's a little bit exciting when that happens, so I'm not going to say. But so you go do some investigations. You talk to people. Cases come up. You got to solve some cases. I think there's like 5 or 6 cases or something like that. Full disclosure, did not finish the game. And I got to say, this is kind of a point and click of the style that I don't care for. And again, not a criticism of the game. I think this is just like me kind of knowing my own limits. I do like a point and click when they are very light and when they are breezy and when they are fast. And that is not this game. This is a more traditional, tons of stuff to click on every location, which is like a big no-no for me because I don't like clicking things that don't do anything. Like they're just like flavor. And it just ends up being like a lot of reading and you have to like, click every item on every screen to make sure you're not missing anything. That's very like slow and tedious for me. So I like point and clicks when they're quick and peppy. This one is not quick and peppy. Also, it's the kind of thing where something might be there, but it's not there until you trigger something else, and then you come back, and then that thing is there. That always gets under my skin. Like
Mm.
if there's an object there, I want to pick it up the first time. Don't make me come back and get it the second time. And the big hook to this game is that you have these like conversational. I mean, I don't know. I think using the word duel is the wrong word, but kind of like you'll get into a chat with somebody and you'll have a number of dialogue options, and depending on what you say and depending on how they perceive you, they'll either cooperate with you or they will not cooperate with you, and that can make the story branch off in a few different ways. Like you can fail, be really clumsy with some people and not get them to open up to you, but then the story keeps going. So I think that's kind of the hook of the game, is that you can be a not perfect detective and mess things up and still keep rolling, which is cool. Which I think that's a great idea. But for me, it just was very slow. I don't like clicking every single thing on a screen. I don't like having to go back to locations a bunch of times, and it just was. I just and to be fair, I wasn't like laughing at it. It's not a funny game, but I also wasn't really super into like the dialogue either. Like it wasn't interesting enough to make me want to figure out what was going on. It was kind of like it was just like average point and click, like, and I'm not
Mm.
really like the person who plays every single one of those. So I think that if you want a point and click, you're in the mood for that. If you like that traditional style, I think it's well done. It's a very traditional, very well done point and click with the little dialogue duels. I think it's kind of interesting idea, and I do like the idea that you don't have to play perfectly. Like you can progress when you make a mistake. That's great. But a little bit too old fashioned for me. I need something a little quicker, a little more streamlined. So
All right. Yeah, for me, I back away from every point and click right now. So it's just what you're in the mood for.
yeah, yeah. Final game of the show. I'm going to end on a high note here. Is Card Shark. Card Shark. Have you heard of Card Shark?
I've heard of it. I'll Google it right now because I don't remember.
It's put out by Devolver, and so we all have a good relationship with Devolver. I think you and I both probably like most of their games. Am I wrong?
Yeah, like 99.9% of them I
Yeah,
do.
like Devolver. Even if I don't love all their games, I love what they do. They're always trying new things. They're always pushing the edge a little bit. So I dig that very much. Card Shark, I think, is fascinating. This is a very interesting game, which I am very interested in. This is set like way long time ago in like the boy. I got to take a history class or
I know I was
something.
going to say, do you not know the times I know?
I do not know the time again. I really need to take history class because this is before Sherlock Holmes times. This is kind of like in Bridgerton times, something like that. So the super fancy, where people wore wigs, powdered wigs,
Yeah.
and everybody was like a fop, and they were like everybody had land, and that whole kind of thing.
Everybody had land. That's funny.
Like you know what I'm saying. I don't.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta. I need a history
There
class
was
so bad.
petite
Yes,
fours,
exactly.
hors
Exactly.
d'oeuvres was a thing.
United States educational system has let me down in a major way right here, and
Nice.
I'm living proof of that. Anyway, it's long time ago. People rode around in carriages, etc., etc. And so what happens is you start the game off as like a little serving boy in a bar or a pub or whatever, and this guy walks in, fancy guy, fancy clothes, got the powdered wig, and he's like, "Dude, I need somebody to help me run a scam tonight, and you look like you're broke, and you look like you need some money. Do you want to help me scam some folks?" And you're like, fuck yeah, I do, because I'm just like wiping tables and getting beat up in the back room. So I want to go do something else. So you become this guy's accomplice, and he teaches you how to cheat at like cards. And the thing that's really interesting about this is because number one, when have you ever played a game when it was all about cheating at cards? Like
Yeah,
never?
never.
First
Yeah.
time ever?
Yeah.
So that's a brand new fucking thing. The art I think is wonderful. It's very kind of chunky, thick pencil lines and like bright colors. I think the art is awesome. I love the art. It's very cool. The animation of it is kind of like that Monty Python esque like little cutscene thing that they do,
Oh,
where it's
totally.
kind of like paper puppets. It works really well. Like it's great. I love it. It's really good, and it's so fucking fascinating to play these schemes where like the guy's like, okay, so what we're gonna do, and it's crazy to me that he even figured out how to ways to like make this work on a controller, right? But like he'll be like, okay, we're gonna do the clumsy fingers routine, and so he explains like, okay, we're gonna stack the cards a certain way, and then I'm gonna give them to you, and then when they're looking left, I'm gonna put it in your pocket, and then come around the table and do like he goes through this whole fucking thing about like how to do this scam on these people, and it's all worked out of the controller. Like it's all kind of like a series of mini games that you got to do, but also you have to like really pay attention because for example, like he'll flash a hand of cards up on the screen and you've only got a couple seconds to look at it. You don't have as much time as you want. So like one thing that happens all the time is like he'll want you to pour wine, and while you're pouring wine, you're supposed to like sneak a peek at somebody's hand. So you have to like sneak a peek before their glass gets too full of wine. Otherwise, you spill it and people get suspicious. So like you've kind of got this little stress timer thing going on. And then it's like you also have to remember how to even cheat because he'll go through it with you when you guys are just like back at camp or whatever. And then when you go into a bar and there's people at the table, like you got to remember. So he's like, oh yeah, like what was the next step? Okay, I got to cut the cards, and then oh wait, I got to put this one card sideways so he knows where it is. Like you got to remember all the steps. And like, dude, like he tells you. I mean, I'm pretty early. I've already got like 6 or 8 different ways to cheat, and they're all different. And I got to remember, oh, he's doing this one. Which one am I doing? Oh, I gotta play the card this way, or oh, I gotta leave the room for this one. I mean, they give you some tips on screen, but like a lot of it is like you need to remember and you need to execute and perform. So it's not just like you're just passively doing mini games. It's like there is definitely like a level of tension where you're like looking at somebody's cards and it's like, oh, 3 of clubs. That means I have to take the rag on this table, and if I wipe it side to side, that means clubs, and if I wipe it top to down, that means hearts.
Right.
And if I go in a circle, that means spades. And like there's no cue. Like you got to just fucking remember. So I made a little cheat sheet for myself because I could not remember some of these. And like you really kind of get into it. Like you really feel like you're cheating these people, and you're kind of running the scam. And the tension that I feel playing these games is like it's pretty significant, dude. Because I haven't lost one yet, thank God. But like I've come close a couple times. And I'm just like, oh no, like what if they catch us cheating? Like what's gonna happen? Like I don't know what happens, and I don't want to find out. But like that feeling of like being one step away from getting caught, is very palpable. Like it's very present, and I can feel my heart beating like a little bit faster, and I feel like my focus just like, oh, what card was that? Was that a spade or was it a club? What was it? And you got to like the way that you pull things off. It's just so fucking clever, dude. It's so clever.
I was just gonna ask you if you knew the consequences for getting caught, and I just was looking at the game page on Steam. And there's a cutscene where it shows a guy pointing at you, I guess, and saying like, "You'll die here and now." So
I believe it, dude. I believe it. I mean, this is like when the gallows were still a thing.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, like this is not going to be good. Like someone's going to duel us, or we're going to get thrown in jail, or go to the Bastille or something. So it's really cool. I'm glad I haven't lost anything yet, but I really think it's so interesting and so fascinating. And as far as I know, all of these things are real life scams as far as I can find out. Like these are all techniques that people do in real life to like actually cheat. So I feel like I'm actually kind of like learning how to cheat at cards as well.
Wow.
So it's kind of educational. I mean, but again, you have to practice them, and like in the game I'm actually practicing them. Like when the guy is teaching me a new technique, he'll be like, oh yeah, here's the 21 pickup technique, and here's the left hand slide technique, or whatever. Those aren't the names, I can't remember the names, but whatever, they've all got a title. And he's like, oh, do you want to practice? I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to practice because this is hard. Like, I need to like, okay, do this thing and then turn this way. And then, okay, going to put the card in my pocket. Okay, then I got to like dog ear this card. And like, there's like a lot of steps to all of them. And so you really feel like you're performing. Like, it's not just QTEs. Like, it's about like, you really need to be aware of what's going on and be actively participating. So it's a very unique experience. I think it's super cool. Looks great. I think it controls great. I just love the theming and the style of it. I mean, it's like a winner all the way across.
Wow.
Brand new idea that I've never really encountered before. It's really well done. Super fucking great game. I love this game. This is the shit. It's really cool.
And on Steam right now, there's a demo, so I'm going to download it because it's easy for people on PC. And also, so the public school system failed you when it came to history, but this game is giving you a bunch of new information about cheating at cards.
Which is actionable information I could actually use in my real life. That's right. It's going to benefit me in a real, tangible way. So
super cool.
I guess, point to Devolver and -1 point to the American school system. So Card Shark.
Card Shark. Stuff. Awesome. Check it out. Before we leave this, though, Devolver, speaking of them, because there's no E3, they are also going to do, remember their E3 presentations?
Every presentation they've ever done is wild.
It's perfect. And I think I talked to the producer of the last one. Does videos and stuff. Anyways, they just put up a trailer for their conference thing they're doing.
Their upcoming thing.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see that. And Devolver, we love you. Check out Card Shark.
Yep, Devolver is great, and Card Shark is fucking great. Check that out. Absolutely. All right. That's a show. That's pretty much a show. Carlos, is that a show?
I think that's a show.
Folks, as always, we'd love to get your questions and comments. Hit us up, sovideogamespodcast@gmail.com. We're on Twitter @sovideogames. Hit us up individually. Carlos, where are we directing your traffic this week?
I don't know.
We don't know either.
Oh, yeah. So you don't know either.
Want to send them to Twitter? Send them to TikTok?
Twitter.
What are we doing?
I'm so over Twitter. Can I do a tangent about Twitter? I mean,
Sure.
our life would be better without phones and Twitter, both of them. They're just this fake little thing that isn't real. And it's crazy how tied to both of those things we are. By the way, I just dropped my phone finally, and I kind of mini scratch / broke some of the screen.
Oh, no.
And I have to go, bring it in. It's like doable. It's not like going to cause me problems. Like I can definitely still use it. But it's just that thing of like, oh yeah, this thing that I spend way too much time on and way too much, hold too much stock in, all my life is in here. It just can fall and break,
Yeah.
And it just shows how fragile this like little thing is. And I still don't understand why they make the screen so fragile if we were just going to break them because they want us to replace them or something. But anyways, I don't know. Just watch the podcast, listen to the podcast.
Just think about Carlos. Send him your hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
Send him some positive energy. I don't know.
I need the positive energy.
Manifest something in the universe for Carlos. I don't know.
How about
do that?
Health? Manifest health for me.
All right, we're gonna do that.
Thank
Everybody
you.
think about Carlos and manifest health. Get the universe to send him some cosmic stardust that way.
Yes.
Absolutely. As for me, just the usual for me, Twitter and Instagram.
Right after he's like, let's use Twitter. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I do. I love Twitter. It's BRADGALLAWAY, all A's, no O's. And this is going to do it for episode 287. Thank you all again for joining us here on the So Many Games podcast, and we'll see you next week. But in the meantime, this is bye from Brad.
And before you go, know that Diablo Immortal isn't that bad. All right, it's not that bad.
Just play it and have fun.
Just play it. It's free. It's free. No one's making you spend money on this thing. The money thing is stupid, but no one's making you.